I'm curious on the note on like almost like I think there are two challenges. I think one is reporting, which is like does the exec care, right? Like so, you know, for but I think there's a more fundamental problem here, right? Which is like in a typical like engineering organization, they're not necessarily getting all the value. Like even if you do have an embedded analytics team inside of that engineering, or they are not shipping data products only for the engineering. They're actually probably like a lot of the value is actually going to be accrued in other teams downstream. And like I think there's the incentive problem that I struggle with a lot, which is like what is really the incentive for someone who is building an application database or making a change to worry about everything downstream when they are like when they actually have a deadline to meet and they have to ship online Friday. And I think that's the same thing for DevOps team or for managing Salesforce or like things like it's like I'm not sure if it's just a reporting problem. I think there's a fundamental incentive problem to shipping a data product really well for the people who are super upstream. I think if it starts at the data engineer, it's a lot more clear to me. Um, but the super upstream application developers, DevOps, and like I'm curious what and Zhamak, if you have a thought on that or
Yeah, I mean, our developers are so far removed from application of data that just like, what the heck? Like the sequence, the most, in fact, maybe a little bit of oversharing. Like when I was starting Mixed Data, I was thinking, okay, who's the persona I need to empower? And then at first I thought, okay, it's the software developer, it's the app developer. But the reality is that maybe in course that maybe until Gen AI comes to picture and they really see the power of the data, they're so disconnected from how the data gets used that this idea of shipping a data product, it's a burden. So unless you make it a two-click process, nobody's intrinsically motivated. So the only way to get that motivation going is that you're not shipping data products. You're actually owning or managing and you're responsible for them. It's not a thing that you ship to someone else. And second, you're seeing peer-to-peer exchange of that data product as in people are directly talking to you. That's part of your job. Is you may not be the same app developer. You might be someone paired with an app developer in the same domain team that is responsible for internal customers of their services. And one of their services is now data products. So unless that peer-to-peer exchange of values through data products happen, uh, I 100% agree with you that the only way we can bootstrap this thing from the app developer perspective to make it a two-click solution. And even that's not maintainable because there's still nothing that they're so far away from upstream. So involving this whole stream as the mesh was the purpose of it is as you peer-to-peer sharing, you're talking to the person who is using your app, your data product to do something useful to the organization. Unless we get there, we're back to square one. I 100% agree.
So it sounds like if I could just summarize what I heard, it sounds like you really need strong data leadership to first connect the engineering tasks to the actual business challenges, right? I think that's probably phase one. And then there's phase two, which is actually automate that or make it a part of the day-to-day workflow of the actual engineers, which is like, if you're an engineer, if you're a software developer, you should probably have like a CSAT and your customer satisfaction score is the various consumers of the organization that use the data and use the app. And so that's actually part of your metrics, not just like how many sprints did we get through? What was our backlog? How much of our backlog did we get through? So yeah,
We don't have emojis enabled. Otherwise, I will have heart emojis all over my screen now that you summarized it.